Welcome, Eve. Welcome to the podcast. I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me.
I bumped into you one time when Lauren Hofstetter posted you, and you guys were doing some sort of challenge. I don't know what it was, but I was like, okay, this girl looks so interesting. Like, I need to like check her out. And then I checked out your page, and then we started talking. And I just felt like you were someone that I just wanted you to come on. Like, I feel like you have so much to say and offer. So yeah, like how do you know Lauren?
So Lauren was actually on my original, like my old weight loss program. My branding before was different. It used to be Flavorful Fit. And now it's more of like a combined team of people that are trying to help women like lose weight, but like the right way, and do it more with like a gut-centered, hormonal focus. So I met her again. Somebody mentioned her name, said, oh, look at her page. And she didn't have Instagram before.
Ah, got it.
So when I saw her again, I'm like, wait a second, like we've been looking for like a therapist to join forces with our programs, because we wanted that mental health component that was missing with like mindset and helping women with like traumas, because we know that attributes to someone's physical health. And we just spoke and we connected, and we like joined forces on like a group program.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Wait, so tell me what you do. Like, take me back. What do you do? How'd you get into it?
Okay, so I dealt with a lot of stomach issues my whole life.
Hi. Should I be your client?
I had so much stuff. I had IBS, I had PCOS.
And you're not even an Ashkenazi Jew.
I think it's both.
Yes?
Yeah, Sephardi and
Because
Ashkenazi.
I one time posted on my Instagram that like my stomach is like my entire personality, and was like, oh, you're an Ashkenazi Jew. I'm like, okay.
There is some truth to it. There is, genetically. But a lot of people don't know how to deal with it. So we try to help people understand their bodies as women on a more specific, individualized level.
Do you know that one time I always had stomach pain, like a lot. Thank God now I don't. Like, I really worked on it. But I had so much that I was such a retard. I went to Mikubal to like help me. I'm like, I don't know what he's like, you're fine. I'm like,
Sometimes
sick?
they know.
Right. I'm like, am I sick? Like, do I need a gastro? Like, what? He's like, you just need to eat healthy. And like, honestly, I wasn't. I was eating pizza for breakfast. Like, and you can't eat that for breakfast, number one. Number two, I can't really eat dairy. So I was just like, the whole thing was so off. I wasn't focusing on my food. Like, it wasn't a part of my life. And I think that a lot of times, I don't know, at least for me, like growing up, it just wasn't ever a considered thought. Like, you eat, whatever. It's not like, and then as I got older and more mature, I realized food has to become central, not just cooking for Yontif, Shabbos. It has to be important to us during our day. Like, what are we putting in our bodies?
It's part of the Torah. Like, I know I joined like this like group of Asher Yatzar. There's like a whole book. It explains like all the drainage pathways and how the body works. There's a lot of details. If you just read into it, anybody will find it if you know what you're looking for.
Right. And I find that so much of food is also like, there's so much spiritual components in it. I want to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
As I just feel like people don't understand how much it's connected, and how much when we eat well, we can really elevate ourselves.
100%.
So what do you have to say about it? Like, what have you been finding?
I think with women in general, I think anyone that's like trying to lose weight or trying to have like a more healthier mindset with it, I'd like to always bring in the Torah, because it really is connected. So like saying a bracha before you eat is literally changing the energy of the food.
Wow.
So if someone sees food as like a threat, then the body is going to perceive it as a threat. So this is like where the whole like, oh, this food is good, this food is bad, like pizza is bad, or it's not bad per se, it's the quantity of how much you eat it. And the
intention of how you eat it.
Exactly.
And it's like when we say L'Kavod Shabbos Kodesh, when we cook for Shabbos, it makes the food different. Or that story, I don't know, of like somebody who went to eat by some, I don't remember what, like, and it was like a big tzaddik and the food tasted so good and they were like, like, why, how did you make this? And it was just the intention,
yeah.
right? And exactly, the blessing. So I guess that you're saying that really impacts our bodies, how we eat, when we eat. We shouldn't be like, oh, this is bad. Like, I shouldn't be eating this right now. Every second that you're eating it, it's like actually becoming worse for you.
Yeah, and it's finding that balance. You want to 80% eat whole foods, yes, but then also there's time to enjoy. But being Jewish, like every month there's a holiday, so like it's
I know.
back to back.
I know.
And finding that balance, but sort of trying to integrate it into women's homes and families and teaching them how to like swap out different foods. Like I'm a foodie, like at heart. Like before I did everything, I was cooking. My mother's a very big cook.
Yeah.
So when I lost all my weight, I lost like 75 pounds when I was really sick with all my stomach issues. And I also had Hashimoto's.
What is that?
Thyroid.
I don't really know what that is.
Hypothyroid. It's like when your thyroid's slower, so like fatigue and hair loss and stomach problems,
Wow.
not being able to lose weight.
So how'd you lose the weight?
I tried all the diets like everybody else does, and it wasn't working. Nothing was working. Or I just didn't like it. I didn't like the food. I didn't like the restriction. So then I did research. I was researching about thyroid and how to support it and what to eat for it. And when I started eating those things, but like I wanted to eat my Syrian food and I wanted to eat regular Shabbat food and challah, I would recreate the recipes and still be able to enjoy it and feel good at the same time.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long ago was this?
Well, my son is 12. That was a year after I gave birth to him.
Oh
So
my
it's
gosh.
12 years.
And what made you decide to like actually make the change? Because so many people feel this way and they live within their bodies and they don't feel great, but they just perpetuate and keep living like that because it's just like it's endless and like it's too hard.
Yeah, so I had two turning points. One was going into a regular store, like a clothing store, and I was like a size 12 or 13. They didn't have size 14. So I hit like rock bottom. I'm like, I'm not going into a plus size store to buy clothes. And then that same week, I also went to the doctor. He's like, you have high cholesterol. What are you going to do? You wanted to put me on medication. I'm like, I'm not going on another medication. I was already on a medication.
Wow.
My whole family also deals with it. The high cholesterol, the diabetes, all the doctors just saying like, oh, it's genetic. And I refuse to believe that.
Wow. So you had like
against it.
Right, like some voice inside telling you like, no, this is not the way for you.
This is not right. Yeah.
This is not right. And so then you started researching?
Yeah. So I researched a lot about specifically thyroid and gut health. And the pounds just melted off. And I was able to enjoy the food. Like
Wow. And how did that work? Like how did everything just come off once you started researching? Like
So
practically what'd you do?
I committed to working out. I pushed myself because both of my boys were in school and I wasn't working. So I'm like, okay, I have all this time. I might as well just go commit to like a workout plan. So I was going 4 or 5 times a week. And then every week, a pound, 2 pounds, a pound. 9 months to 12 months in.
Just from working out?
From working out and eating good.
Oh, from eating right.
Yeah.
And how did so from researching, you figured out what foods were right for you?
Yeah.
And what foods were they?
Really just whole foods.
Whole foods.
Yeah, nothing processed. If I wanted a cookie, I would make it.
Right, I do that too.
Yeah. If I wanted to like recreate something that I liked, and I would also portion it out well, because a lot of the recipes, they're very like high in sugar. So I would make sure like that it's minimal sugar.
Right.
But still tastes good.
Right.
And then Shabbat, I would enjoy myself. I would pick one day a week to just eat whatever I wanted.
And it was fine.
And it was fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what time did you stop eating every day? Because I feel like that makes a difference. For me, it does.
Yeah. So like I would eat dinner 6, 7 o'clock.
Wow. And it took you 9 months, you said?
9 months to like almost a year.
Wow. So it's not even a long time.
No.
Everyone thinks like it's going to take forever. but it's like we don't see the results right away, so we get so discouraged. But it's not even so long. You don't see it right away, but you see it
It's
so
long.
soon.
It's long for people.
Yeah.
It's long.
Yeah.
They wouldn't wait that long because they have pressure.
Right. So when does someone come to you? Like on what part of their journey?
I think it's when they decide that they want to commit to themselves and they care about themselves and they love themselves enough.
So you figured out this journey, this plan, and then you decided to share it, or you actually are a nutritionist and like you always were this?
So I originally started when Instagram came out. I used it as a motivation. So I would post all my food. And then I became infatuated with how my body just like completely transformed. So I became a trainer. And then after that, I went to IIN, which is a nutrition certification. And then every year I would keep taking on something, do another certification. And then recently I went to other health problems. Like I kept dealing with stuff.
Yeah, at the end of the day, though, the certifications are great.
Yeah.
People really just want hand-holding, coaching, believing, so much like motivation. That's what they need. Like that's what I needed. When I went to a nutritionist after I had my fourth, I had a very different like experience with my weight. Like I was always the super skinny one growing up, and like my my thighs were always so narrow. My mother always had to take in my skirts. But after my fourth, all of a sudden, it wasn't like that anymore. Like
I hear this all the time. By the way.
Things weren't coming off, and I was just like, I always had this like aversion to dieting because like I never did it, and it was just like not part of my lingo. And thank God, my mother, like this, she really got right. Was that food was never a thing in our house. Like it wasn't not a thing. It just wasn't anything. It was just like, I don't know, toilet paper. Like it was just like you use it when you need it. That's, like it wasn't like a whole story. Like some people are like food was our entire personality, and then they have like eating disorders, like people are anorexic, like, or you're eating too much. And like I know other people that like, I don't know, their parents had to like we never had issues with food. Like we had many other issues, but food was not one of them. And it was just like, you're hungry, you eat. You open the fridge, like, okay, so take a fruit. So we never really had unhealthy snacks because my mother just I don't think she wanted to spend on like it was more like that. It wasn't because it was health. And I try to be careful about that with my kids. Like, I don't want to make them even though I like being healthy, I don't want to make them too crazy because I don't want them to have like noise about it. Like,
yeah,
it just is. Like, it's not healthy, it's not unhealthy, it's good for you, eat, be nourished, have a great day. So like that, like if you were hungry late at night, eat cereal. Like no, it wasn't a thing. I always saw my mother eat. I always saw her happy eating. So so that's how I was. And then after my fourth, I was like, what the heck? Like I should still be wanting to eat like whatever I want at night. It's just so stupid. And the pounds they weren't coming off. And all of a sudden I went on the scale, which I never go on the scale. I didn't own one. And I went on a scale. We were at my husband, it was his birthday in March. I had a baby September, so it was March. We were in the city. I was in a hotel, and I went on the scale in the hotel because I didn't have a scale at home. And I never cared about it. And I went on, and I saw my weight, and I was like, who is she? Like, what is this? This is not me. It's like, forget it. I have to do something. So I called a nutritionist. And then she's like, yeah, you have to write down what you eat every day. I'm like, it's never gonna happen. Like, I just don't know. I don't know. Food is not my thing. Like, I'm not a foodie. I'm still not. I don't, like, someone was just asking me about a restaurant in the 5 towns, and I was like, huh? What? Which one? And she's like, are you retarded? Like, why don't you know that? I'm like, I don't know. Like, we go out I just feel like food is like,
it's not the center.
I love it. I love cooking. I'm always in the kitchen. If you follow me, you see but I like making. It's the process of making. The food itself is like it's already the after. Like for me, it's just not my thing. And like some people get it, and some people are like, okay, like I in this capacity, I just can't relate to her. Like she's not, I also don't like coffee, so I'm unrelatable when it comes to this.
I actually like this is like a healthy mindset type of thing. And I think there is an emotional component to it.
Yeah. I do think happens to be, I'm just going to say, I do think that we're living in an extremely over, I don't know what, indulging, gluttonous society where it's like, how much? How much more? Like, why do you need so much food for your kiddush on Shabbos? Like, it's not normal how much people eat now. Like, in every second, there's food revolving around everything. Why can't we just sit and chill and hang out? Like, you don't need food every time you're breathing. No?
It is, yes. I really think it goes back to like women not just being in their feminine state of
Interesting.
of like tapping into their intuition, like I'm tired or I'm overwhelmed. So they'll turn to food to satisfy them, and it does. There is a chemical response that's happening in your gut
100%.
with like dopamine or all the neurotransmitters.
I one time saw a post and it said something like, if you have a real sugar craving, if you're addicted to sugar so much, it could be you're missing love in your life.
Yes.
You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's part of dopamine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Then it makes me wonder about my son because he's 4 and he has a huge sugar craving. I'm like, but I give him so much love.
Yeah, so sugar cravings, it's emotional, but it's also physical. Because there could be stuff going on in the gut that can make somebody crave a lot of sugar. Like my daughter's 3 and she loves sugar. But I know she has an overgrowth problem in her gut.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to learn more about this. I learned a lot about it just from also like you, like researching, being on social media. There's so much, but then at a certain point I got sick of it because I was like, one person says apples are good for you, one person says apples are not good for you. I'm like, forget it. I'm shutting this all down. I'm living my life. Like I know I should eat whole foods, 80%, 20%, and just chill and enjoy. And I'm like you, like I like making a lot of my stuff. I take the recipe if I'm in the mood of something and I make it healthier. Take out, like I used to make for my kids, I used to buy them the ready-made cookies from the freezer and they're packed with margarine and it's awful. So I threw those all out because I had extra in the freezer. I was like, it's goodbye, done. And now I just, every time I'm in the mood, I make them chocolate chip cookies and I make it with avocado oil and whatever, la la la, and it's great and they love it and they don't really know the difference. But I just felt like it was like so just too much information, even though I know like the parasites and the blah, 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 but it's like, it's, I don't know, it's overwhelming. So I got crazy with it. And then I was just like, I can't, like you can go crazy. No?
It is. And I think Instagram's the worst place to look because it's so out of context.
Right. Exactly.
So
Every person, that's what I realized also. Everybody, in the end of the day, as similar as we are, is so individualized and so unique, and our numbers could be just a tiny bit different, and then you need to supplement with different things, right?
Yeah, that part, but then also like you brought up parasites, which is a big one.
It's trending.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that are hooked on it now, but they're also not taking into account that your nervous system has to be in a good place. Because if you have an environment in your body, like your nervous system is part of your body.
Right. It's our whole body.
And your gut. Right. Also, it's all connected. So if you have an environment that parasites can thrive, then what's the point of doing parasite cleanse?
So what's the kind of environment that parasites thrive? Tell us.
It's going to thrive in an environment that's toxic. So toxic could be mental or it could be physical. It could be environmental, like things like mold, or yeast or bacteria, and different chemicals that all of us are like exposed to. So like skincare products, hair products, plastics, that it's foreign. Our body can't recognize it. So the parasites will house them within them. We call it like a biofilm. And I like to compare it to like water, right? When you let water sit, it like creates like a residue. So we all have that residue within us. The process of breaking down parasites is to break down that residue so that the parasites can leave the system. But we also need it to survive the parasites because it's housing all these toxins. Where do you think they're going to expel if we just get rid of all the parasites?
So you mean it's kind of like good bacteria and bad bacteria? And so when we do parasite cleanses, so you're saying sometimes it could be dangerous because
yes,
And what happens? Like if you,
Could be dangerous if you're doing it at the wrong time.
what's considered the wrong time?
If, let's say, somebody can't poop and you do a parasite cleanse, it has nowhere to exit. So your whole drainage system
You get,
has to be functioning well in
You get
order to
nauseous.
eliminate it. Yeah. Or you'll gain weight.
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I did it once. I got so nauseous.
Yeah. So that would be a sign of, let's say, like your gallbladder or your liver being sluggish, or that needs more support while you're doing it.
Got it. And so, like, what's your recommendation with parasite cleanses? Like, what do you think? Is it something we should be focusing on, or just like leaving it? Right?
Test, don't guess.
Uh-huh.
So you could run tests and see, and then look at the symptoms. Do you have symptoms or not?
And do you think that's these parasites are making people gain weight, or not really?
I feel like it's not a concern. If you take care of your physical health and like you know what's toxic and being supportive of like your hormones, then they shouldn't have a reason to thrive. I had a client once that we ran blood work. So sometimes you could pick it up on blood work depending on how bad it is. And it was elevated for like, let's say, a year.
Wow.
But as we worked her nervous system and we worked her diet and we eliminated everything else,
They
it
don't
went away
want
on
to
its
stay
own.
there, right? That's what I feel like. Like these, I kind of feel like they're like mini, tiny, minuscule, demonic creatures that are like. That's how I think of them, and it's like, why would they be attracted to you if you're not hosting them, like you said? Like if you're healthy and not toxic and you're relaxed and calm, they don't really want to. The bad ones, at least, whatever these are. They don't want to be in your body because like it's not their haven, like it's not their place, like they
Exactly.
thrive on toxicity. So yeah, I also feel like that, like the more you elevate, the more you're relaxed, the more you rise, and the more you're consciously aware of your presence and your body, then yeah, like they're not gonna, I feel like that for sure. Like the more I elevated, it's weird. Like
You feel better.
yeah, like so much better. Things that used to bother me and were really a problem and like holding me down. Like even I used to like be very super congested. Like I look at videos of myself from like a few years ago, and I sound different. Like I was just always congested, and yeah, it was all emotional. And then the more I just worked on it and let it go, and I don't even know, I wasn't trying to do that intentionally, just all happened. I started feeling better. And it's so weird. I'm like so many things. I used to have an asthma thing. Like I really like certain pregnancies, like I couldn't breathe. I really was like crawling on the floor. I couldn't breathe. I don't have that now. I don't even know where the thing is. Like, you know, it's so weird. And I always think like, how did that happen?
also have the same.
Right?
Yeah.
It's so weird. People think that like our physical ailments are chaining us forever, but it's so not like that. And the more you work, it's weird. I don't know. I don't understand how to explain it, but it's our body and our mind are just all connected.
Yeah.
So what do you have?
Have with what?
With your experiences, you also had,
I had a lot of stuff. Like almost every year I had a problem.
really?
Yeah. I had my gallbladder taken out when I had my first.
Oh my gosh. And you feel like it's like kind of messages like waking you up?
100%.
Yeah?
Take everything with a message. As hard as it sounds it's much easier to say like, oh, the doctor said this, or, oh, I have this. You sort of become like chained mentally to like, yeah, I have this problem.
Yeah, and you're always
Instead of
searching for the
turning
next
in.
step. Exactly. You're going out the whole time.
Yeah.
Aha, wow. I have so much to say. I also think like that. Like I was talking to my neighbor last year. She was in a lot of pain. Her thigh was really hurting her. And I know she has a lot going on. And I was like, you know, a lot, like in a nice, gentle way. I'm like, a lot of times it's emotional, not always physical. And like, she was like, my thigh hurts. Like, what are you saying? Like, you sound so dumb. I'm like, no, you sound dumb. Like, I wish like you can open your mind a little and like listen to what I'm saying. Everything starts emotionally and spiritually. It's all manifesting out into the body.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to be that person. I used to be very closed off emotionally.
Yeah?
I couldn't sit through a yoga class. Anyone that would tell me, oh, it's emotional, I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, I have pain.
Right, I have pain.
Yeah.
Exactly. There's the proof. Like I fell, my knee hurts. What are you saying? It's emotional. Yeah, because you fell, because you always had the pain. Now it's just surfacing. So now you have to deal with the pain and also simultaneously deal with your heart so that everything can heal seamlessly. So
Yeah.
the pain might come back. It might linger. A lot of people have chronic pain. And I also wasn't so open to this. My mother-in-law is Moroccan, so she was into this the whole time since I got married. And in the beginning, it was really annoying for me. I was
very
like,
into it. I
shut up. Shut up. And like she would always be like, yeah, you need to go to an energy healer, this, that, whatever. And I wasn't opposed to it, but I was just like, I don't know, we're fine. And then slowly, the more I really was like living and experiencing life, and I just saw like how things would come and go. It was weird. Like sometimes it was such a big deal, pain, and sometimes it would just go away. And I never understood like why. I didn't realize it's all connected to energy. And then when my fifth son was born, Alicia, and then we had a lot going on with him. Then I was just like, for your kid, you'll do anything.
Yeah.
You know. Then you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to ignore my pain. I went to energy healers and I saw, oh my God, like something's happening here. Like I might not know it. I don't know science. I got a 65 on chemistry, Regent. I'm not a science girl. But
Not a math girl. I'm math in the kitchen.
I hear that when it comes to like recipes. No, but math happens to me. I was just telling my son yesterday, like I happened to have put my mind to it and I did so well in that region. I got a 92 and I'll never forget it. I'm like, you could put your mind to something if you want to. I'm telling you, it works. You're taking diet and restrictive culture and you're bringing it holistic and you're making it like so much bigger than just food. It's so cool. We don't really see that so much.
No.
So could you take me through the process? Like, let's say I was coming to you and what would you say? Like, how do you start?
So I'm going to be very honest because I also went through my own stuff. When I first did this, I didn't go through my emotional work. I wasn't doing that work, right? I was that person that was like, whatever you tell me is emotional, like I'm shutting down. Don't talk to me. Like, don't say it's that. It's all physical. So when I had that brand, which was also Flavorful Fit, it was coming from a place of like people pleaser. I want to satisfy you. I want you to just lose the weight. It wasn't coming from like what I wanted. And so I had to rebrand. I rebranded.
Hashem just wants us to wake up to ourselves, wake up to who we really are. And some people have those calls, those knocks on the door when it comes to like physical things that bother them. And some people have it with emotional things. Some people have it with family things. Everyone's going to have it somehow, somewhere for us to wake up. And it's like, I was just talking to a client yesterday and she's like, it's so hard. Like, I don't know why I have to go through this. I'm like, it's so hard. I wish I could take it from you. But at the same time, you don't want me to take it from you because then you wouldn't be thinking, you wouldn't be waking up, you wouldn't be feeling. We're supposed to unthaw. We're supposed to transform. And you can't do that if we don't have anything bothering us, right? So you're saying if you're actually being physically bothered, there's a reason for it.
Yeah, and I think also like what you're saying, like you have to go through the process because the process is what's teaching you. It's not the end result, oh, I need to lose 20 pounds. It's the process that builds the result, not the result that builds the process.
Right.
So you have to go through the process to learn about yourself.
Learn about yourself, resilience, patience.
Yeah.
There's so love.
Tapping into yourself. What are my symptoms telling me?
Right. So much acceptance for yourself.
People are trying to avoid symptoms, right? Someone who's in chronic pain for God knows how long is literally trying to just avoid symptoms. But here's where you turn your mindset and shift that, like, you need symptoms to have the signals and the messages of, how do I support myself?
Right. And going inward. Right.
That's a trigger for a lot of people.
Right. So they'll just, and then they mask it. And then they want to eat more.
Yep.
Right? It's like a cycle.
Yeah. Or just focus on the scale. Because it's much easier to.
Right. Because it's factual. It's not emotional. Wow.
So what I did is I ended up, I'm not going to say like cutting off the brand, but I wanted it to evolve. I wanted teamwork. I love teamwork. I love when there's a team. I don't like when there's just, there's one person, because there's not one person that knows everything. I can also say I don't know everything.
I learned it the hard way. I really wanted to know everything and I wanted to do everything myself, but then I realized,
You can't.
It doesn't work. When I finally let go of that, that's when things started picking up.
Yeah, same for me. Like, I wanted to do everything myself because I was so turned down by the medical system. And I'm like, wait a second, I can't just keep doing all these courses and learning. I'm like, it's so much harder to do that than it is to just, I'll waste more time doing that. Just hire a naturopath, work with whoever I know can help me.
I love that. That's so expansive of you. Most people, when they have a business, they don't think like that. They feel that like they have to do everything themselves and it's not worth it. And if they know it, basically, why should they hire someone? It's a waste of money. It's a waste of this. It's a waste of that. Like, they'll just figure it out. But you're like, no, I'll do it the right way.
Yeah.
And then it gives room for so much more growth and expansion. That's so smart. It's the only way.
I was even going to ask you if you would be part of it.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
I always want to have the pieces that everybody needs, because if you actually think about it, in the medical system, everything is like in isolation. That's why everyone's so confused.
It's true.
So you go to a gastro, who's just focusing on your stomach. You go to a thyroid, who's just focusing on your thyroid. You go to the therapist, your therapist is telling you something else. Imagine having a place where you have everything.
So true.
And everybody work like a team to look at you as a whole.
I love that. It's so true. When Alicia, my son who's 4 now, when he was 5 weeks old, he stopped eating. It like gradually got worse and worse. And we ended up in the hospital. We were with a gastro and they were doing all these tests on him. And they happened to also check tongue tie, like as a side thing. They didn't find anything. And so many followers kept saying, check tongue tie, check tongue tie. And I was like, okay, the doctor said it's not tongue tie, so it's not tongue tie. You know, like I was also like that, like the doctor said, the doctor's God. And I think there's like, first of all, there's like such a breakdown now of like doctors and medical. Like, it's not just about what the doctor said, it's about what you think in your gut. And we're really just learning and turning inwards. And I think after COVID, people realized like, okay, this whole hype is not such a hype. And I really realized that after Alicia, after I was with these doctors and I was running around and like, that little voice in my head, after we came home, he was 5 weeks old, 6 weeks, whatever. They said we just have to go home on a feeding tube. He was they said he's failure to thrive. It's not a thing. No one's failure to thrive. You're alive. Everyone wants to live. They say that when they don't know what's wrong. And the last second before we were about to go on a feeding tube, a nurse came in and like she was like a malach and she showed me how to like squish his face in the right way, and he ate. He ate like that for a few months, but it wasn't gonna last, and it's not practical, and no one could squish their face forever. And I knew that something was wrong, and I knew it was oral. And people kept saying, do genetic testing. I'm like, why should I do genetic testing? Like, I see it's something in his mouth because I have to squish his face and then he eats. And then that little voice kept creeping into me, like the followers who kept saying, maybe it's tongue tie, maybe it's tongue tie. I'm like, I already checked tongue tie, but let me check again. Like,
sometimes they don't check it
right.
Right.
They don't check it right. So I got someone, she came and she's like, I'm telling you 99.9 it's tongue tie. So then we made an appointment with this like top doctor, and we went. It was in Long Island, all the way out in Long Island, and it was like the appointment was 1 week away. I was like counting down, like I couldn't wait. And then he checked him and he said he has a posterior deep type 6, type 8 tongue tie. I don't remember even. And he was like, yes, he definitely has it. Do you want me to cut it now or do you want to think about it? I'm like, I already thought about it. Cut it. Like, we're good. We had a lot of work to do after. We had a lot of therapies, and long story short, now he's great. But the point is, like, you have to learn how to listen to yourself, listen to your own things, your own gut, what's it telling you. And like, I don't know, it was such a growth journey for me to realize that there's so much more to medical than just the doctor checking his entire system and saying he's fine, and now I guess he's fine, we don't know what's wrong. Like, no, there's just so much more to the story, you know?
You have to be so open-minded.
So open-minded. And yeah, and also the same time with him, like what you're saying, it's all holistic. So the tongue tie and he was so not okay. I had to go so deep inside myself during that time. And we did a lot of therapy together, me and Alicia, because we're connected. A baby, a boy, a girl, our children, it's all for us. So people say, why does a child need to go through pain? Why? If you're saying that we manifest, if you're saying that we have capacity, we have power, a child's powerless. How? Why does he have to go through this pain? And the answer is that this is the reason why, the truest reason why we do a bar and bat mitzvah. We're giving over the energy and all the responsibility for them to have power over themselves.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the truest, that's what we're doing. Baruch Shepatrani, that's what we're doing. And before that state, before they're 12 and 13, everything that happens to them is a reflection and for the parents. When I had Alicia, I realized Alicia didn't come just for himself. He came to transform me. I'm not the same person. Like, I learned so much, and we had to go through such a growth journey together. We were in the hospital when he was 5 weeks old and he wasn't eating. Everyone said, do CST, craniosacral therapy. I didn't know what that was. I'd never heard of it before. Now I tell everyone about it because I learned about it. And someone very, very recommended. She was amazing. She came to the hospital. She did it on me. And then we were in the hospital when a couple days later, it was still in this process when he wasn't eating. We did, I bonded with him because when I had him, I wasn't connected to the birth. I wasn't connected to the pregnancy. This was the one pregnancy that I was just like, I couldn't wait for it to end. And I was very I couldn't believe that I was even pregnant. It was the weirdest pregnancy. I was just like I wasn't in the mood. It sounds so weird, but it's just like, that's how I felt. And I'm just going to put it out there because every emotion as a mother is a normal emotion and we don't talk about these things.
Yeah.
And it's so everyone's so alone when it comes to these things. But from miscarriages to IDF, that's very out there now. But the feelings and the micro nuances of feelings when it comes to birthing and children is not spoken about. And I'm telling you, this pregnancy was bizarre. I was not connected. I almost felt guilt. I felt guilty for being pregnant because there were so many people that weren't pregnant, and this was my 5th pregnancy and it was easy. And I couldn't believe it, and I was taking it for granted. And it was just bizarre. I can't explain it. So anyway, by the time I was actually giving birth, my due date was May 25th. When I saw May 1st on the calendar, I was like, oh my God.
Wait, is he born May 25th?
No, I'm like, oh my God, it's May. I'm actually having a baby. I didn't want to have a baby. And so May 25th came and went. I never give birth on my due date. I'm late every time. That's also it's mental. I gave birth 2 weeks later. I always do. And I just, with each kid, it's hard for me. The mothering part is very hard to reignite and I have to go there. And it's, thank God with my last, I really worked on myself. And that was the first pregnancy I actually went into labor. Anyway, so with Alicia, June 8th, finally I'm in there in the birthing room and I'm like, oh my God, we're really having the baby. I can't, I don't want to have this baby. And I'm like, Kate, push the baby out. You're having a baby, let's go. You have to meet this baby. And I'm like, I can't do it. Couldn't push him out. First of all, he was huge, but he was huge because I couldn't push him out. I couldn't, in the end, I had to get a C-section. It was crazy. It was just a crazy birth. And I was really not connected to this baby. And then I felt like Hashem gave us a second chance. We were in the hospital when he was 5 weeks old. And I had a real opportunity to connect with him. And we did skin to skin. And it was really he was my newborn baby, 2.0. And then I realized that everything is just for us to grow. It's just, this child was brought here for me to connect to myself, for me to learn about myself, to learn about energies, this is part of my journey. Being spiritual is part of my journey. And so I needed to learn about the spiritual world, and I learned about it through him. Of course, I learned about it before him, and it was already there. So it was all bubbling up at the surface. And it was Hashem's the time is now. Wake up to energies, wake up to what's happening. You'll see that things are supernatural. Things can work out if you let it, and the whole time with Alicia, I was always I just knew that it was going to be okay. I just had this feeling something has to turn around. And the truth is it was insane that I figured out that he needed a tongue tie cut at 4 months. He could have been 2, 4, 6 and not talking and been, I don't know what. And also then I figured out he needed tubes when he was 2.5. Like, I thought about it this morning. I'm like, if I didn't figure out that he needed tubes.
Wait, tubes for the ears?
Yeah, he would be considered a 100% autistic. 100%. Like, totally in a special school right now. He wouldn't be talking. They told me when he was 2 years old he needed to go to a special school. He's in Darche. Like, I don't know. There was just so much that I had to learn how to go internal. Like, wait, cut the noise. Think deeper inside. Go inside. What are the messages inside? What's it telling you?
It's really true.
It's really true.
It's really true. Because I was on both sides of it, so I can see both sides to it. And the same actually also happened with my girls. I had a miscarriage before my twins. And that if I didn't have that miscarriage, I probably wouldn't have found the problems I had within my house. And our whole house probably would have been sick.
Wow.
My whole house had mold.
I have to say this also. When Alicia was in the hospital, when I had the baby, the first week, he was in the NICU. He had low blood sugar. He had to go to the NICU. It was a crazy thing. He couldn't come out of the NICU. Usually they're there for 24 hours. He was there for 100 hours. 100, like it just wasn't ending. And I was bawling. I'm like, give me my baby. Ah. But it was also because I didn't want to have the baby. And now he was in the NICU. It was all connected.
It's the feeling.
Yeah. And then finally I was like, no, I really want that. Hashem's like, you don't want it? Great. Here, we're leaving it. And they're like, no, I really want it. You know? But the point is, at home, we had mold. So it was so crazy. The baby was in the NICU. We couldn't come home, but we also had mold in our house. So we had to figure it out.
It's crazy how everything, like, it just happens for a reason at the right time. But yeah, it's after my miscarriage and I had the twins, I also had issues with one of my daughters that was just constantly breaking out in hives. I knew she was having issues with her gut. And I knew that it was also from mold because I was exposed to mold while I was pregnant with them. But I knew that there was something more to it. I knew that there was an emotional component to it because it was coming from me. And when that clicked, all her hives went away.
Wow. Right.
Yeah.
We're very energetically connected to our kids in a crazy deep way when they're young. And as it gets older, it gets less and less. We're still very connected, but they have capacity over their own emotions. Like I was just telling this to my son the other day. He's 14. And there was something that like he felt like I wasn't trusting him for. And then he goes like, well, you know what? You shouldn't trust me. I'm like, excuse me. This is not about me. Like, you have to trust yourself. I don't have enough capacity to hold your trust and mine. And the only person I have to trust is myself.
Yeah.
We all live our own lives. And as they get older, they learn how to separate. But when they're little, we're very energetically enmeshed, intertwined with our kids, and it's always a reflection back on us. Like
100%.
What's not right? What am I not giving them, or what am I giving them too much? Right? And like, where's my energy?
Missing?
Right. Where's my energy
What
at?
am I missing?
Where's my thoughts at?
If my daughter's angry and she breaks out in hives, what were you missing when you were a kid? I wanted that consoling or just a hug.
So you're even saying it's inner child.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I like for that daughter that was breaking out in the hives,
Wow.
I was like, what is so triggering about this? Like, what is her crying or her emotions? What is this triggering within me?
Wow.
So when I figured that out, I'm like, she's not tantruming.
She's communicating.
I came home that day. It was after a therapy session, and my therapist does also somatic work. So after that session, I had a breakthrough when I came home, and she's like, Mommy, I'm happy. I was like, this whole entire time, she wasn't angry. She was happy. She's just joyous, and she talks a lot, and she's very energetic.
I just got the chills. So she felt the energy change. Kids are very susceptible. They feel it. They feel what we don't.
So this whole entire time, I'm thinking, yeah, she's too highly emotional, or she's different. No, she's not different. She's just happy, and she's expressing it differently. So I gave her a hug.
Wow.
And that was like the moment, like everything went away. It was crazy.
Wow, that's amazing. Wow, that's totally what we're saying. Oh my gosh. But you have to be so strong to do this.
Yeah.
You have it sounds like you're very strong and very resilient.
No.
Well, you're doing the work. Like you're really doing this is the work.
You're gonna kick and scream. I cry. I go nuts. I'll fight, I'll scream with my husband or with my friends or whatever. But you have to cry and scream if you want to get to the other side. That's
Right.
that's like when you get to the top, like that's how you make your way back down. You peak. Same thing with physical. You peak and then it comes back down.
Wow. So you're saying like you just really need to express your emotions and like cry it out?
It's like giving birth, right? When you're pushing, right? It's so hard. You push, and then it comes out and it's like, oh, right?
But I also feel not only that, just like being present with your daughter and having the capacity to say, wait, she's not just tantruming, she's communicating. Even just that you have to be strong to do. You have to go out of yourself a little bit. Like you can't be in the moment frustrated, you know? Like that takes strength.
I heard Gedalia Fenster say something one time. That's what made me open my head up.
Really?
He said something about...
It's amazing. Someone could say something, it could just change your whole life.
Yeah, like just one thing, I swear.
Amazing.
So he said it's very easy to blame someone else or to see things outside of yourself, but that's your ego speaking. You want to think about them first and put everything else aside and think about what you need to work on. So anytime you feel like you want to blame someone or you want to look outside of yourself, look inward instead.
Right, and it doesn't always mean that you know, inward means that now I have to go help or fix or change. It could just mean that you just look inward and say, wait, what is this reflecting onto me? Before I get reactive, pause and think, what is this reflecting on? What is this mirroring back to me? Because everything in life is a mirror. It's always mirroring back to us ourselves. What do I need to work on? Why is this triggering me? Why is she triggering me? It's usually the people that we see a lot of ourselves in that trigger us the most, you know? And you don't even have to know them. You could just bump into them on Instagram and you're like, I don't really like that person. She's rubbing me the wrong way. Why? Think about why.
Yeah.
You don't have to follow them. You don't have to be their friend, but like reflect, mirror back. Why? What's going on? What's it bringing up in you?
Most likely you need them.
Right, exactly. I saw a quote. It said something like, we're all just messengers for each other, and like, don't kill the messenger. Like, you know, like we're all just here to help each other grow. And like sometimes it goes, and sometimes we like rift against each other. End of the day, it's all to sharpen our souls and to make us, you know, better people. Wow, this is fascinating. I really have been enjoying this so much. I feel like it's just such a unique perspective on weight loss. I don't even think we spoke about weight loss.
Because it's really never the problem.
Right.
You don't have a weight loss problem. You have a maintenance problem. You have
An emotional.
a mindset problem. You have a lifestyle problem.
It's usually emotional, where it's like so much stuff that you're holding on to or not letting go or blocking.
Yeah. I mean, think about it. You're going on a weight loss program. How many weight loss programs are you going to go on for you to actually realize that you don't have a weight loss problem? You have a maintenance problem. You keep losing and gaining the same weight over and over again.
So it's not a maintenance problem, it's emotional.
It's not a weight loss problem.
Right.
It's something else.
Right. And then once we clear out the blockages, then that's what you're saying. You cleared out your blockages.
Yeah.
And then it just was, now you're good.
I'm sure you can put into the perspective for everyone also to listen to it, but who do you have to become in order to feel healthy? Who do you think you need to become? What is that person doing every single day? What are they thinking every single day? How are they moving through the motions of life on a day-to-day? What are they doing?
Right.
They're eating healthy. They're moving. They're exercising. They're prioritizing sleep.
Right. They have self-value.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Self-worth.
It's going back to self-worth. Yeah. And like affirming also is a big one. Affirming to yourself, like, I am worthy. Like, just because I'm alive, I'm worthy, you know? And like, just sing whatever you want in the mirror. Like I say to myself every single morning. I wake up sometimes with like a heavy heart, and if things are bothering me and I get very anxious, like, stop, say your affirmations, like what, in the present, like as you are, as what you want, as you are. I feel great in my body. I'm happy. I feel free in my body. My body is my vessel. I feel so it's just like I am not my body. I am a soul. Like all the things that you want to say that make you feel good about living inside yourself and being good and free and alive. My body's a tool. It's here to help me serve the world and do my purpose. I feel great in my body. I love my body. All these things. That's also just using our words and saying something in the physical present moment really has such an impact on our mind and our nervous system. You say these things and you feel something. You have to say it where you feel it, where you believe it. So don't say crazy things like I'm a gazillionaire. You're not going to believe that. But like things that like you believe reach a little more. That's what you say, and you let it like flow through you. That feeling of like, oh my gosh, that feels so good. I feel like I am. And
some people will think you're crazy.
Crazy, but like I'm telling you, it's just like it's magic. It's actual magic. And I am crazy. I don't mind if people call me crazy. I've been called crazy since I'm 20 years old. I walked around my house with a tichel on my head before I got married. Don't worry. And I didn't know about this then. I had no idea about manifesting. I'm like, I have to get ready. If I'm gonna get married, I gotta get ready. And yeah, so I did that. And then I learned about manifesting a couple years later in 2015. I was like the OG, okay? When it comes to this stuff, like everyone talks about it now and I'm like, no, it's mine. Like, stop it. Like I never talked about it because it was so crazy. Like it was me and Asana and like we did it ourselves, but like I was never gonna mention it out loud. I did a little bit here and there, like on my Instagram, but never in like explicitly like how it is now. I was just too embarrassed. And yeah, I learned about it in 2015. It changed my life. We're all manifesting. We just don't realize it. But when you are actually doing it with intention, and people would ask me a lot of times, like, what's your secret to success, whatever. And I'm like, honestly, it's really just gratitude, affirming, believing, and having certainty, like having true certainty that like you believe in what's happening and you're going to see it through. And you co-create with Hashem, and you put your desires out there, you pray, and you affirm, and you have gratitude, and like, yeah, that's the secret to success. Like, you know?
You're right, 100%.
Yeah, and it comes with our bodies also. People are like, yeah, I can manifest anything, but like you can't manifest losing weight. You can. You really can, though.
It's actually a blockage.
Yeah, you can.
There is a blockage.
Yeah.
I do this exercise with clients. I'll ask them, why is it important for you to lose weight? And I keep asking the question 6-7 times, why? You keep asking yourself, why? You'll get down to that bottom line. And for most of them, it was for someone else. It wasn't even for themselves. So for one, it was her mother.
The mother, I was going to say that.
Her mother. She was doing it for her mother because she needed to feel worthy for her mother.
Aye.
And she's like, oh my God. And then she dropped 5 pounds that week. If you're not doing it for yourself, then
it's a blockage.
If you're doing it for someone else, then it's not part of you. It's outside of you.
Right, and part of empowerment is realizing that everything's inside of us. It's not about anybody else. It's always going back inside. And when you can bring things back into you and why you want it, it's so much, it's everlasting. That's what I told my son. Like, I don't need to trust you. You need to trust you. And it was the craziest thing. He felt so good about himself after. He felt so good with me. It was like he felt safe with me because I wasn't taking away his power. I gave him his power. Yeah. It was so cool. Like, it was just like such a cool moment that Hashem gave me. I was able to give to him. But like, in the end of the day, yeah, we all have our own power, and we have the power within us. Like, we have the power to change. We have the power to grow. We have the power to create with Hashem. And when it comes to losing weight, that's exactly what you're teaching your clients. Like, you have the power to go inside and do the scary work and face your demons. And then, yeah, you can remove your blockages and create a better body, a better life for yourself.
Better life, yeah.
That's what it is. It's just, their physical body is a doorway for everything else that they want in their life.
If they believe it. They won't believe it, or you won't believe it if you're hooked up on the past. This isn't going to work. I tried this, I tried that. It's not going to work. Okay, now, because you're saying it's not going to work and because you believe it's not going to work, it's not going to work. So you have to let go of the past, whatever you've been through, whatever doctor or whatever a nutritionist told you about something, maybe it's an opportunity for you to learn. Maybe there's more that you need to learn from it. So now you have to start believing that you can change. Because if you can't, then you'll never change.
So I think people come to you really like later, after they did the programs, when there's nothing left.
And then there's nothing left.
Right. And then they're like,
and we pick up all the pieces.
Wow.
We had a call yesterday with someone that went to a nutritionist. She lost 50 pounds, but she lost her period. So we also get the nuances of the physical components too when weight loss is being done in a way that's not, I'm not going to say scientifically, but that's not supportive of the body. So like you could be doing things in a negative way and not realize it.
Wow.
So you see the scale going down, but again, you're not connecting to how you feel. How's my cycle? How are my bowels? How's my sleep? How's my energy? That's all part of it too. That's health.
Right.
Not the scale.
It's life.
Life is reflective of the scale, not the, everyone's looking the opposite way. You're looking at the scale. What does the number reflect?
We just want the numbers.
Yeah.
I know. It's the same thing with money. It's the same thing in your bank account.
Same money, yeah.
It's the same. It's just different modality,
Mm-hmm.
but it's the same. I remember there was a point where I wanted to lose the weight, and I also wanted to like up the number in my bank account, and I also wanted more followers on Instagram. And I was like, it's all about the numbers. I just think it's always
too logical.
It's too many numbers. But it's really nothing about any of that. It's none of that. It was internal, like going inside. And the more you work on yourself, the more things naturally.
You're not going to care.
You don't, yeah.
You're not going to care about the number.
It goes, right. It just goes. But yeah, it's the not caring. That's the hardest part. It's the being so in flow and being okay with yourself and having so much confidence in yourself, because especially people that come to you, they already tried everything. So their confidence is shot. It's so hard. And that's what you need. I see with successful people across the gamut, it's confidence. It's a certain amount of certainty that you have to believe. You believe in yourself, you believe in Hashem, and you just believe that things are going to work out and turn around. So that's something that probably you really have to give over to your clients, or no?
Sometimes they're not 100%. So we work with a doctor in Manhattan, and he even says, I don't know everything. Sometimes I walk into a session and I don't know what's going to happen, or I don't know what to do. But it's giving that gamble over to somebody else. Now, again, nobody knows everything. You're going in with a blind eye sometimes, and trusting yourself.
Trusting yourself.
Yourself, right. Not the other person.
Right. Don't put any trust or whatever belief into someone else.
Yeah.
It's yourself and Hashem.
You also have to allow somebody else to, you have to be able to receive.
You have to know that the person who's coming to you is a messenger from God.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's aligning on your path, and you have to be open to letting people come in and help you, and be open to change and open to things working out. But at the end of the day, you have to have belief and trust in yourself that you are being put on the right path. Belief and trust in Hashem, that Hashem's holding your hand and guiding you, and that if this isn't the person, this isn't the shaliach for you, that your path will be open because Hashem is holding your hand, and He's constantly bringing you. Like, let go and let God, ultimately. Like, even in a dumb thing, like, we were in Sfa a few years ago, and we had no plan for that day, and I was in a very spiritual mood. I was like, you know what? I'm in Sfa right now. I'm letting Hashem take the lead. We're not going to have any plan. We're just going to do it. Just do the day. Just walk, and God will lead us. The day was amazing, and in the end of the day, we just decided last second to just sleep in Sfa. We had no plan, no hotel, nothing. And I'm like, okay, let's figure this out. We're letting go and letting God. We turned the corner, there was a hotel. And it was just like this moment of like, I'll never forget, like you move out of the way, you step away, you let Hashem lead you, and He will. So it's not about the messenger or anybody, it's about you and your own power and your own emunah and belief and trust in Hashem. And yeah, if Hashem put somebody on your path, then you're the person that could potentially help them.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what we have to look at it. Where again, it's a co-creation with Hashem. It's not about Hashem out of the picture, and it's not about just yourself.
It's also education. even if it's in part of the Torah on how you're going to learn about your body. That's the best place to find it.
Right, finish Martin.
Not even the science. Like, there is the science of the human anatomy, but that's how you give over someone their own power, is by teaching you about your body. So that's what we do.
Right.
Try to teach you more about your body, not us telling you what to do, teaching you how to tell you what to do instead.
Right.
Instead of handing you over a meal plan.
Right. Right. Wow.
You have to learn how to do it yourself. Otherwise, you'll keep going from each person to each person.
There are people who talk to their plants and their plants grow. It's a real thing.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you could talk to your body. Like, just try it.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, like, I'm healthy. I'm in a healthy state. All these things. Wow, I feel like I could talk to you for forever. It's just like, it's amazing. I would love to hear, like, how I could be of service in your business.
Yeah.
We could talk about it after. But yeah, is there anything that you want to add or say to everybody where they could find you and stuff like that?
Yeah, so my Instagram, it's Eve Scaba. I rebranded. I used to be Flavorful Fit. I used to be known for Flavorful Fit. And I found my identity, so I changed my name back. And then we became Jewish Women's Wellness. So I'm a co-founder with my one of my friends, one of my longtime friends, is also a personal trainer and an integrative practitioner. We joined forces, and then we built the whole entire team. We have doctors, we have therapists, we have chiropractors, any tool that might be beneficial to teach them, every single week about different parts of our bodies.
Wow, that's incredible.
So we have group programs, we have one-on-one programs, we have anything that you need, depending on what level of service you want.
Do you have a website? You need
Not
a
yet.
website. That's
yet.
your next thing. You need a website. You need to go on. Everyone can
Instagram is your
see-
website.
Yeah. Oh, no, I want to see your group events, what you have, who you have to offer, all the people lined up. Like, it's important visually. I'm
Yeah.
so visual.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all right. That's your next thing. All right, Eve. It was so nice speaking to you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.